Coming up in episode 3 of the Core Challenge, Cindy and Donald get new fits and their new arsenals are on the way. That's coming up next on the Core Challenge. In last week's episode of the Core Challenge, Cindy and Donald went through a very important shot repeatability analysis while Coach Rod looked for other liabilities within their physical games. Now, their hands are in the hands of Lou Marquez, but first, he has to find their positive access point.
Just find a favorite target that you're comfortable with. Okay. Just roll it like you normally would, nothing different. You don't know the condition, just go and make a shot. So we're going to go through the process of just identifying your track, and we're going to mark these first oil rings where the ball came in contact with the lane oil first. And this will give us some insight into what's happening dynamically with your bowling ball. This is your fingerprint, basically. You think about how you roll the ball, how much energy you create with your release and what you're doing physically. So this is your personal number. Hence we call it the positive access point. This is the axle of your release is kind of identified. So this is a positive side, this is a negative side here. I want to ask you to roll this again. We're going to make a little adjustment off of that. We're closer, but we can get better. Go ahead and roll that one more time. So we're going to get some information from this now. We know where your positive access point is, but I got to now take some measurements just to kind of find the center of all these coordinates. Hey Donald, you're up.
Good luck.
All right, Donald, so favorite ball. Would you mind using this one?
Do you want me to use that one?
Only because it's easier to identify the track.
Oh my God.
Don't show her all your tricks.
I know.
Okay.
I can't spoil them just yet.
Release felt good?
It did.
Comfortable? A little bit of an adjustment.
With all the information he needs for the contestants' ball roll, Lou takes Donald and Cindy into the pro shop to fit them for their new equipment.
Donald's kind of unique in assessing his current equipment prior to the changes that we made. We measured his flexibility, elasticity of his joints, skin texture, all that good stuff. And we noticed that he was first overspanned. His pitches didn't correlate to his flexibility of his finger joints.
Flexion points and, making sure that the pitches are correct and especially the span.
He had great flexibility in one finger and very limited on the other finger. On his thumb, he was extremely flexible and almost what we would call double jointed. What we ended up doing was recalculating the proper oval angle for him, the proper pitch for his thumb flexibility. And then because the two fingers were drastically different, we pitched him accordingly. Now that we did the final fit for him, he actually likes the feeling. It's a little bit more balance in his hand. He can do a little bit more with his range of versatility at his release. So that's the objective of a really good fit.
I'm wanting to see and I'm wanting to improve, and I'm just waiting to see how the ball fits.
She had just changed her fit, so it had been only about a year old. And what we noticed it was overspanned, number one. Her pitches didn't correlate to her flexibility. She's got a short thumb. What we had to do with her was actually reduce the pitch angle that she had.
How does your thumb move? How do your fingers move? Do they flare out when you close them? Do they curve in when you close them?
She had reverse in her pitches. What we needed to do was bring her forward. So now she's, almost a half inch in a different direction. The knob on her thumb was a very unique growth. It's happened all within the last year. So I'm calculating that with the changes in her grip pressure and allowing the fit to now be more adequate, that knob is going to go down in time. Designed an arsenal for you and got you some equipment that would, I think, complement 3 different conditions: a longer oil or heavier oil volume, medium oil, and then a lighter oil volume. From Ebonite, they offered the Verdict, and what we did was we used a high-RG layout for you, kind of a stable drilling, no balance hole necessary for this type of ball reaction. We've got, from Brunswick, we put the Magnitude 035 in your hands. This one also a high RG layout with a low amount of flare, so we can kind of control that medium condition. From Rotogrip, we put a pin down layout in this one, so we've got a low RG layout for you, but we've also altered the cover from the factory and polished it up so that we can use this more for that medium to lighter oil volume. We've got our special design core ball offered from Visiball. We designed an arsenal of equipment for your physical style, with your speed, your revolutions, the way you like to play the lanes. We've got the Brunswick Kingpin, very aggressive cover stock, very quick revving core. For the medium condition, we're going to use the Game Breaker 3 for you. This design and layout also is going to require some alterations to get that ball revving in the right distance down the lane. And then we've got a pearlized ball from Rotogrip, the No Rules. And this one's going to go a lot longer down the lane. We've altered the surface out of the factory. We've brought it down. We've got a spare ball for you, something that you haven't used in the past.
No, I have not.
I hope you enjoy this one. So no more 10 pins, no more single pin misses.
That's right.
Here we go.
The players are ready. The equipment is drilled. It's time to practice.
Okay, so you're here and just don't try to turn it. Just let your hand just roll it.
I haven't tried this one yet. Should I try this one on the long?
Yeah, go for it.
On the long, or?
Yeah, whatever you feel like you need to. I'm just trying to help them along and let them identify what they're seeing.
With dull balls, you get a more smooth reaction rather than something that's polished that you get more flip.
Right.
So I think that one, because I thought it was going to go high, but of course longer pattern.
But it had a really strong motion to it.
It did.
And if you look at even the flare bands on this, they're not extremely wide, but they're not very tight either.
Okay.
So this has, good distance between them. You're going to get good traction. Bow tie's still small. This arsenal is a little bit wider now, and it gives him definite distances that he can move on the lane on the approach, and gives him different looks, within his bag.
I like that one.
It sounded like your favorite noise, right?
Yes.
Hard. She sees now that she's got 3 unique pieces that are dynamically different, and it's going to give her a wide range.
In next week's episode of the Core Challenge, Donald and Cindy put their new knowledge and their new arsenals to the test. as they face each other in a 3-game total pinfall match for bragging rights within the core community. That's next week. The Core Challenge 2 finale, May 22nd on Bold TV.